Hello and welcome to video 2 of Terraform with Google Cloud. Today, we're actually going to start writing some Terraform resources. So last time we went and created a Google Cloud storage bucket, we were able to run our Terraform commands after we authenticated with Google, and that put our Terraform state file inside of our storage bucket. So we can see that if we get into this bucket here and click on state, we can see our default.state file. So what we want to do is, first thing is we need to create a service account. So the reason why we're going to authenticate with a service account from here on out is because we're going to be able to see as we go which permissions are required by Google in order for us to use Terraform to stand up that resource. So in addition to the service account, another thing that we'll have to be mindful of is enabling the proper APIs. So let's go ahead and jump into Google Cloud, and we will go to the IAM section, into service accounts, and then we're going to generate a service account here. We'll just call it Terraform service account, and we're just going to give it all the defaults for the time being. The next thing that we're going to do is we want to go to this drop down under actions and click on manage keys. So from here, we will create a new key. We're going to choose the key type of JSON, and that will download to your downloads folder, and we'll grab that file. Bear with me here. Oh, if you can't tell what I'm doing, my camera, I placed it in the worst position possible. Okay, now we're cooking. All right, so you're going to want to put that Terraform service account file in the root of your directory at the same level as our main.tf file. So once we have that service account inside of that folder, perfect. It should look something like this. So you're going to want to give this, it by default comes with a pretty gnarly name. I just like to rename it. So I'm going to rename it just Terraform service account.json. And we will import that file. So we need to tell Google or tell Terraform that we want to use that credentials file. And we're going to give it the path of Terraform service account.json. Perfect. Just like that. Okay, so now that we have our service account in place, let's actually look at our first resource that we're going to add. So this is the secret manager secret key. And so if we look in Google Cloud, we will see, if we go to secret manager, notice how we do not have this API enabled yet. So I just wanted to call this out really quick before we hop in here and start actually executing some Terraform. So with that, let me pull up my terminal. And what we will do is we'll run a Terraform init. Okay, so after we've run our Terraform init, what we want to do is create our new resource. So let's get rid of this guy for a second. And we're going to do resource, Google secret manager key. And what do we want to call this resource name? We're just going to call it my dog Mac. And we will do, so we need to give it, there's a couple pieces that are absolutely required in here. So the secret ID, this is just going to be the name of the key. So we'll give it my dog Mac. And notice how this is line separated here, or separated by dashes. We'll give it a project ID. So we're going to use that. If I go back to this guy and I grab this project, and then we'll go back here. All right. So the next thing that we need to do is tell it how we want it to replicate. So what we can do is managed, and then we're going to do replicas, and this is where we would choose our region. So we're going to do location, and then we will choose US Central 1. US Central 1. Perfect. Okay, so now if we run this, let's first look at our Terraform plan. So if we do, let's see here. I'm just going to switch over here so this is a little easier for you to see. So if we do now a Terraform, we'll first run our init, and then we'll run a Terraform plan. So let's see what the Terraform plan gives us back here. Looks like we got an invalid character somewhere. Let's see. Invalid character. Ah, okay. So I didn't have that file located in the right directory. Let me try this again now. Okay, now we're going to do a Terraform plan. Oh, and we got another problem here. Secret manager. Oh, I'm making mistakes all over the place. Okay, so this actually needs to be Google Secret Manager secret. Apologies for that. Okay. And then this is actually just project. Okay. All right, there we go. So I think now we should have this set up right. So this replication, this just allows us to basically define within Google Cloud. There are tons of regions, and there's resources all over the world. So these data centers are everywhere, and we can deploy our secrets just like the rest of our cloud infrastructure to any of those regions. So this is all that we're telling it to do here. So now with that in place, I want to run a Terraform plan. We'll see if this finally does it here. Perfect. Okay, so before we actually execute this, I do want to throw one more thing in here. So we'll throw these output variables in here. What we want to do is output the ID, value, and we'll say that this is Google Secret Manager.mydogmac.key, Okay, and we're going to make one more here. So the last one we'll do is we're going to output the secret ID. So it seems a little redundant here, but we'll be able to see what that is exactly. .secret ID. Okay, there we go. So now what we will do is run the Terraform apply. So we're going to run the Terraform apply. And what I was hinting at earlier. So notice how we don't have that API enabled. So the Google Secret Manager API. So we can handle this with Terraform. For this video, I'm just going to go ahead and enable that in the in our console, and we'll circle back to this topic of re-enabling these APIs automatically with Terraform. But for now, we will go to our Secret Manager API, and then we'll click on Enable. And this will take just a moment. And once this is ready, we should be able to run this again. Now we got a permission error. So this is what I was getting at with that service account. So now what we can do is, we can actually build up the roles and permissions as we go, so that we understand what is required and we're not just giving blanket admin permissions to everything. So what we'll do is we will go into our IAM. We're going to go to roles, and we're going to create a role here. And then we're going to call this just the Terraform role. And then we're going to add permissions, and we will do, I think it's secret. What is that one? I just had it. And it'll tell you which permission we actually need on here. So we'll go back here. We can find it there. Perfect. So we'll add that. We're just going to put general availability on this, just because this is a dummy project. If you're working in a production environment, you want to be a little bit more sensitive about some of your selections here. So we're going to go ahead and create that role. All right, and now we want to give that role to our service account. So we're going to go back up here to this IAM section, and we're going to grant access. So we're going to look for that we're going to add a principal, and our principal is that service account that we created before. And so now we will want to add that role. We're going to save that. Perfect. Okay, and now we're going to try this again. So if we go back and we run our Terraform apply, and it's still yelling at us. So you can see that this quickly can become quite a pain if you've worked with IAM before in the past. But I will say that this is a great way to sort of understand what it takes both on the Terraform side and in the GCP side. So we will go through and we're going to add another permission to this role. We'll add get, and we'll add that, and then we'll update and we'll try it again. All right, Terraform apply. Oh, and a delete. So we won't go this far into it every time. I just wanted to demonstrate sort of like what the process is for trying to be succinct about these roles and permissions. So what we'll do here is we will click on this guy. And, this is the process I use myself even sometimes to work with Terraform just to make incremental changes to the IAM roles. You can also find these there is a document So I'll put this link in the description, but there's a master list of all these roles and permissions in here. The pain point here with Terraform is it's not always clear, at least from a Terraform perspective, if you're looking through those docs, what is required to create those resources. So this is actually a better document to cruise through in order to find that. So now that we've added that one, let's try this again. And finally, we have success. So now if we look at our secret manager, we can see that secret key. So we don't have a value in there yet. We're gonna go into that in another video. This one I just wanted to go through and show you how to use that service account, start to build up your own rules with permissions on it, and actually create something, so create a resource. So that's all I have for now. I'm going to put in a link to GitHub where you can find these code examples. I also have a blog if you're more inclined to read through, or if you enjoy reading through tutorials more so than checking out the video content. I'll put some links to that stuff in the description as well. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you in the next one.